Hey, welcome to Sunshine Haze. I am Aja A. And sorry, before I get started, I know y'all are probably like, why is she putting on a fragrance to do a video? I like to smell good. Nah, this is it. I do like to smell good, but this is and right off bat, I am so sorry, you guys. My allergies are kicking my ass today. I've been looking at Google like what's good because it says moderate pollen. It doesn't say anything about high pollen levels. So I'm a little upset with the internet because I'm trying to figure out why I sound like this and why my nose is the way that it is. So excuse my sniffling. I may have to like dab my nose a few times like a little cocaine addict, but I promise you guys that I'm not. It really is my allergies. No, on a serious note, if you have a drug addiction problem, you should definitely try and seek out some help, or if you know anybody that does have a problem, help them as much as you can. I actually shouldn't joke about shit like that. Okay, this is not the video that I'm looking for. My name is Aja A. For those of you guys that don't know me, I was putting on this essential oil fragrance because it is an essential oil blend from Conjuring Queendom. You can find her on Instagram, and everything is spelled the way that it's supposed to be. It is Conjuring Queendom. She sells essential oil blends. This is the Love blend. Not that I'm trying to attract any love, I just really liked how this one smelled. I also have a Protection and Abundance blend from her too with onyx in the bottle. There's a rose quartz in the, ooh, my nails look crazy. There's rose quartz in there, and some rose petals. I actually added the rose petals myself, but I thought it was a cool addition. The blend smells bomb. That's all I'm gonna say. You can find her at Conjuring Queendom on Instagram. That's actually the only platform that she's on. She has healing candles. She has like bath blends. She makes those fragrances. She also has like womb or sexual wellness kits with like yoni eggs and stuff in them. So definitely check her out, you guys. Denver based. But yeah, so I'm here because it's time for some full moon shit. I actually am a little late, and I'm gonna blame that on Mercury Retrograde like the rest of y'all. We just blaming everything on Mercury. I said Mercury like a hood person, and we blaming everything on Mercury until it goes direct. No, actually you shouldn't do that, but communication and stuff is affected by Mercury being in retrograde. This was supposed to go up the day before the full moon. I didn't make it. I was actually working on getting all those tarot forecasts up, so you know those are out for y'all. Sorry that this information is a little late. I had a few people asking me like what's good, I want to know what's going on. So I was like, you know what, let me go on and get this done. Shout out to you, Cody. I know you wanted to know what's good with the eclipse energies and what's good with the full moon energy, and we are actually still very much so dealing with that energy because we are still in the shadow of that full moon, and we'll be in the shadow of the eclipse for a while. Eclipse shadows really last like 6 months, but you know they're very intense for those couple weeks surrounding the eclipses. Okay, this time around, talking about the full moon. As I said, we just had an eclipse and we just had a full moon. The energy's been a little off. I don't know about y'all, but the placements in my chart put me in a way to where everything going on cosmically right now is really affecting me. I've been almost feeling like I've been walking through a dream, so to speak, if that makes any sense. The real question is this tea safe to drink yet? Yes, it is. Okay. Alright, y'all. Sorry about that. Y'all know I be hacking and stuff, so I decided I would actually have some hot tea with me today. When I tell y'all allergies are the worst, man, allergies are the worst. So again, I apologize for sniffling and coughing or whatever, stopping to take drinks or whatever. Okay, y'all, so talking about the full moon, I have a note here to plug all my videos, but I do that in the end, whatever. And this lipstick, sorry, I'm just not prepared at all today right now. This lipstick, I feel like it be smearing in my teeth and stuff, so they're swagged out down there walking on the sidewalk. Okay, y'all, so today this video Sorry, this video we're talking about the full moon. For those of you guys that don't know what a full moon is, it is literally just when the earth, the moon, and the sun are in alignment, and the side of the moon that is facing us is actually illuminated by the sun, and we can see it. It's not like the new moon where those things are all in alignment, but the side illuminated is not facing us. So the full moon is connected to, or not connected to, the full moon symbolizes time, a time of release. It comes in the lunar cycle. At the full moon symbolizes the beginning of the end in the lunar cycle. It comes in and it doesn't end the lunar cycle. The moon, you know, wanes a little bit more, or waxes. I actually am always mixing those up, but you guys know, y'all know what I'm talking about. The full moon is the start of the end, so it has to deal with cycles, it has to deal with completion, it has to deal with release and illumination. On an emotional level, because the moon governs our emotions, that's why I put out moon videos, because this is one of the planets that affects us the most in the physical. Full moons are associated with emotions. You hear people talking about, oh, why is everybody tripping? And somebody will say, oh girl, it's a full moon, or oh, it's a full moon outside tonight. Or I'm always like, what is it a full moon tonight? When people be wilding. And that's because emotions are very closely associated with the moon, and when the moon is full, it's the best way to put it metaphorically is like our cup runneth over with emotions and we're ready to release. So that's why you see people just being hella sappy, hella sensitive when we are close to, or when we are having a full moon. This time around we've got the full moon in Aquarius. So as I was saying, the full moon symbolizes the time of, you know, completion, the time of ending cycles. So it's all about wrapping things up, right? And with the full moon coming up now, and we had a new moon in Aquarius earlier in the year in February, so it's hacking and it's a baby crying that just happened. Anyways, with the full moon coming into play now, or just having the full moon, a lot of us are starting to see, especially if you do intentions around the moon and around the lunar cycle. So I myself do new moon intentions in my new moon journal. This is a time when we're going to start to see those seeds that we planted during the Aquarius lunar cycle. We're going to start to see those seeds either starting to come into play, or we're going to, because of the illumination with the full moon, we're going to start to see, okay, we've been working up to this point, how can we actually get it popping now? So that's it for that, y'all. Sorry, I'm like, I have so many notes here, because this is an eclipse too. I'm like jumping ahead of my notes. But anyway, so this is an air moon, and I don't know about y'all, but air moons are always very interesting to me. I had a good time with the Gemini lunar cycle, but as I said, you know, these past couple of weeks I've been walking around in a little bit of a daze. Walking around in a little bit of a daze. So I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about this Aquarian lunar full moon in Aquarius. Also, because for those of y'all that watch my channel, you know I'm not the biggest Aquarius fan. No, I have some friends with a lot of Aquarius placements in their charts. My Saturn is in my first house and it is in Aquarius, so I actually do rock with a lot of Aquarian energy, but I also clash with it, if that makes sense. But that's the only air planet I have in my charts. So y'all know I'm all water and earth. All water and earth. Yeah, so this is an air moon. So we're dealing with, you know, our intellect, our perspective, but because we're dealing with the moon, we're going to be looking at new, almost like epiphanies in regards to our emotions and the ways that we're thinking about things and the ways that we're processing things. Aquarius, y'all Aquarians. So Aquarius, sisters, Aquarians are always considered the weirdos of the zodiac, and it's very much true. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's way better to be strange or to be weird or be outside of the box as opposed to fall into alignment with what society expects from you. Y'all know. Aquarians are considered the weird ones, but that's only because Aquarius is such a innovative sign. You guys have a very different outlook on life. very open perspective in a sense, because once you guys do have your mind set on something, you can be a little stubborn. But you guys are very, very open to new things. You guys do bring in new perspectives. You guys are associated with the collective as well, you Aquarians. Very strong-minded people, very strong personalities too. So looking at this full moon being in Aquarius, and we're in the Cancer lunar cycle. Now Cancer lunar cycle, we're talking all about nurturing our, ooh, sorry y'all, I know I need to shave my pits. I hope y'all didn't see that. And if you did, I haven't shaved my pits in like, I don't know, it's maybe been like a week, to be completely honest. I got y'all next time. Got you guys next time. Anyway, so we're in this Cancer lunar cycle, and this underlying energy has everything to do with nurturing ourselves, soothing our souls. I think that's like the title or some social media post that I did with the Cancer new moon. Soothing our souls, nurturing and healing ourselves, healing our emotions, getting our emotions balanced, and also healing, you know, emotional trauma. So with this full moon coming in, okay, all right, with this full moon coming in under this Cancerian lunar cycle, we're doing a lot of personal healing. The Aquarian lunar energy coming in, being in the full moon, we're going to be looking at being shown ways in how to, you know, doing the personal work, doing your own spiritual healing is always good, but oftentimes it's just for us. And yes, when we change ourselves, we affect those around us, but this Aquarian energy is going to bring in a little bit of a boost and kind of help us really fall into alignment with the ways that we're shifting ourselves, and still being able to, you know, work with the collective and work with other people and be around other people, or, you know, still rock with the people that we want to, or do the work that we want to. It's just going to make that energy a little bit harmonious for us. But because we've got everything going on, the process may not seem as harmonious as the outcome. I will tell y'all that is a little bit of a warning. And although this isn't a Sagittarian moon, we are dealing with a little bit of restriction here. This full moon is going to shed some light on, you know, limiting constructs. Aquarius is a little bit of a rebel. So anything that doesn't make sense to us, or anything that we feel like is holding us back because it is too played out, or it's too traditional, or it's you know, it doesn't fall into alignment with the way that we feel like it should and serve us, we feel like it was set up to kind of hold us back, we're gonna see a lot of, or be feeling a lot of rebellious energy during this time. And that is the Aquarian lunar energy, you guys. And we'll see that on a personal level, and we'll probably see that on a wider scale too, probably in like politics, probably in the media or whatever. You may notice these things going on around, I wouldn't say around, I would say for the next couple of weeks. And starting like last week, it's been a crazy couple weeks, crazy week for me. As I said, y'all, I'm kind of walking through a cloud here. This happened to me with the last Aquarius eclipse too, and I believe in that Aquarius solar eclipse video I was talking about how like I couldn't stay awake, and it wasn't like, y'all know, I'm from Colorado, it wasn't because I was high, like I really just could not stay awake. I slept through, I think, all of the eclipses earlier this year. Now I remember wanting to go get the little glasses so I could go see it. I remember wanting to be up and doing like work during the eclipse, but I literally, every time they rolled around, I would be up 1 minute, and then a few hours later I'd be like, damn, I missed it. So this time around has been very interesting because the way life is set up right now, I can't really, I don't have the time to just sleep when I want to. So it's been interesting. So I think since I actually haven't been able to sleep away the eclipses, I've been kind of like floating on a cloud, like a natural cloud, not like, so I don't know, you guys. And that just could be because of my placements in my chart, but I'm actually curious to how other people feel during the eclipses. I'm also Cancer moon, Cancer sun, and Cancer Venus, so I'm ruled by the moon. So when these lunations happen, I feel very affected by these things, and y'all hear my little water come out. I feel But yeah, that Aquarian energy is going to help. Whatever work you've been doing on a personal level, it's going to help you still be that person that you're trying to become, and be able to, you know, move about in the world as it catches up to you, or as you catch up to it, just depending on where you're at in your personal journey, you know. I feel like I've been talking forever. It's only been 15 minutes. Also, Aquarius is a fixed sign, which means you've got cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Fixed signs fall in the middle of the seasons. Aquarius falls in the middle of the winter season. So coming in with that winter energy too is all about, you know, the ending of things, the ending of a cycle, transformation, things dying out so that you can bring in a new, like the springtime. So that energy accompanying with this being a full moon and this being a lunar eclipse, you know, and lunar eclipses are associated with phasing things out, is just saying that it really is time to wrap some shit up. So whatever has been going on, especially if you've been feeling the pull to do away with it, I would say do not ignore it. Follow your, y'all know I'm all about intuition and feelings and stuff, so follow your intuition, definitely. If you're feeling like something is not serving you, it's probably not serving you, and just depending on what it is, you may have to do a little bit more research, or have to provide a little bit more insight to yourself to figure out how to do away with it, or how to, you know, kind of make that transformation or make that shift. But during this time, that is a very prominent energy, so pay attention to it, because that's what's happening. Things are changing, things are phasing out, and that is because of the Aquarian energy, that is because of the lunar eclipse energy, and that is because Aquarius is also a fixed sign, and that is associated with the winter time. Like I said, things dying out. All right, so that's all I wanted to say about Aquarius. Now we've got the total lunar eclipse. I told you guys I was skipping ahead earlier, and I'm like, I was thinking about all this stuff earlier. I'm like, did I say that? I haven't said anything about this yet. Well, I have a little bit. So the last eclipse that we had, and I'm not talking about the one in mid-July, the Cancer eclipse, which was giving us a little bit of a glimpse into the next eclipse axis that we'll be experiencing for the next couple of years, and that's Cancer Capricorn. I'm talking about the last eclipse that we had back in February, last Aquarius eclipse, and that was a solar, it was a partial solar eclipse. So during that time, we were dealing with an energy of looking at the things that were phasing in for us. This time around, we are dealing with a total lunar eclipse, so that just makes this energy even stronger than it already is. And eclipses are associated with major change, major transformation. Like I kind of describe eclipses as steroided out moons, like new moons and full moons. So this lunar eclipse is a steroided out full moon. So we're looking at what needs to be shed, what needs to be done away with, what do we need to see for what it really is, what was hazy that is now clear for us. And because it is on the Leo Aquarius axis, we're dealing with the polarity between the self and the community. So these eclipses have been coming in to show us how we need to shift within ourselves, how we need to, what aspects of the collective or the community that we need to, sorry, like, are you gonna park or what's good? Little BMW. Sorry guys. Anyway, so we're looking at, like, this axis is kind of, this axis is showing us, you know, ways we need to shift within ourselves, and then ways that the community either serves us or doesn't serve us, really giving us that freedom and that energy to make the decisions on the things that we want to be involved with, the way that we want to serve the community or the collective, and the ways that we want to serve ourselves. Again, as this is a lunar eclipse, this energy is a little bit more intense, but we're also looking at shifts within our relationships, again, because we are on the Leo Aquarius axis. Sorry, I'm nosy. I'm like, who are you? What are you doing? It's not sunny out here. I'm going on shades. this time around, being one of the last eclipses on this axis, we're really going to be looking at within our relationships. And just keep in mind, we're still under Cancer lunar energy, Aquarius lunar energy, and Leo solar energy. So this is for sure a time to really look at what's serving us on a higher level, what's not serving us on a higher level. So and this has been very prominent energy as well. So a lot of us, or a lot of you guys, may be dealing with feeling like you're out of place in regards to the groups that you're in. And allergies make me feel so crazy. I also took some allergy medicine, but I don't think it was drowsy. I think it was non-drowsy. I'm not gonna fall asleep in the video, but a lot of us may be dealing with feeling like we don't belong in our social groups that we held a place in for years, maybe be feeling like certain friendships or relationships or business relationships are not really, like, feeling like our hearts are not in it. You may be feeling a disconnect to the things that you at one point were very emotionally invested in, and now you may be feeling very detached and wondering why, looking at things in a different light, kind of like reevaluating your situations. And that is all to do with this eclipse and full moon energy under Aquarius and Cancer. That the illumination of the full moon and the eclipse, just showing you guys and how to move these things out or move these people out, if that makes any sense. Also, another thing I wanted to briefly say in this video, because we may be dealing with things like that. So if friendships or business partnerships or certain things are ending in your lives, or you're starting to detach yourself from certain things, the communication may be a little jumbled, and that is because we are currently in a Mercury retrograde in Leo. So during this time, we're going to be in a position to where we're not going to be feeling like we can hold our tongues in regards to how we feel about the way that things are affecting us, or the way that we feel moved by certain things. It's like a whole party just happened in the neighborhood. Anyways, sorry y'all. So yeah, Mercury is in retrograde in Leo, and I do have a video up about that, so just go on and I'm mad nosy, I'm sorry. Just go on and, is that the same guy with the glasses? I swear he just went that way. Anyways, check that video out. I talk about what's going on with Mercury in Leo a lot more in detail in that video, but just be mindful with these shifts in your relationships happening. The communication may be slightly fucked off, just ever so slightly, not slightly, hella fucked off. Leo is not a subtle sign. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about in regards to this lunation is the numerology. This full moon and eclipse happened in 4 degrees of Aquarius. So the number 4 is associated with building. It's associated with foundations and hard work, due diligence, perseverance, and really putting in work to the things that we want to see thrive around us. As I was saying earlier in this video, this particular moon is really all about clearing things out that are not working for us anymore, and showing us the ways in why they're not working for us, and showing us how to shift our perspective to make certain things happen for us, right? This moon being in 4 degrees is saying, yeah, as I say in pretty much all my videos, everything is divine timing. So this moon being in this degree is saying, yes, everything that's crumbling, everything that's changing, everything that's shifting right now is happening because you have to move that stuff out of your life in order to build upon the things that you actually want, or the things that you actually need, or the things that are actually lined up for you, or the things that are your destiny for you to these journeys for you to embark upon. So this being in the 4th degree is just saying 4 is not a very there are numbers that have like light energies, and there are numbers that have kind of tough grounded energies. 4 is one of those numbers, so it kind of carries a little bit of like a Capricorn energy. Like the Saturn and Capricorn energy is a little bit associated with this moon. It's just saying, you know, again, things are breaking down. Crumbling foundations are only happening so that you can bring in new pillars to build upon new foundations. All right, so this moon fell on the 27th of July, and I thought this was very interesting because the 27th day, 27 breaks down to 9, but if you do the math, if you do the numerology for the actual full date, that day broke down to a 9 day anyway, and 9 days are highly, they carry a very highly spiritual vibration. 9 is a number, it ends the life path cycles before you go into the master number. So 9 is it's almost the ending number. It is a number of completion. 9 is also a number of cycles, and we were talking about that earlier. With what part? I don't remember, guys, but I did say something about that earlier. So this energy is just so you know, this energy is very intense, very, very strong, major shifts happening for us, okay? 9 is also very closely associated with transformations. As I keep saying, divine timing, it is time to wrap things up. It is time to get rid of the things that are not serving us. It is time to start building upon the things that we need to build upon. And if there have to be other people, if there has to be other people involved, we have to figure out how to work in alignment and be harmonious with, you know, these partnerships. And that's what this moon energy is bringing in for us. And it's so intense because the things that are happening now are actually things that we're really supposed to be involved in. There's a lot of energetic shifts happening going on, and so, you know, certain things that we've been doing, certain habits that we've been having, they're not going to thrive within these changes. So everything that's happening right now is kind of preparing us to, you know, do whatever we need to do to be in alignment with higher vibrations and to just vibrate higher ourselves. And the moon fell in the 7th month, July. I talk about 7 excuse me, you guys. I talk about 7 a little bit in the Cancer, the new moon in Cancer video. 7 is the divine number, and 7 is associated with Cancer. And as I said earlier, we are under the Cancer lunar cycle. So all of this change and transformation coming through with this Aquarius, moon in Aquarius, lunar eclipse, is changing things for us on a higher level. You know, our higher selves on a spiritual level or underneath the surface, however you want to look at it. Our subconscious, there are major shifts going on within us energetically, and this moon is kind of I don't want to say speeding it up, but this moon is bringing in a lot of that transformational energy, okay? All right, y'all, let's wrap this up. Damn, how did 13 minutes pass since the last time I looked at the time? Let's wrap this up. This is it. The full moon shedding light on the things, on our thoughts in regards to others and ourselves. And this eclipse is coming in to make some shifts in our relationships within ourselves and in connection to the collective. The people that are going to be personally affected by this eclipse and this full moon the most are people with personal planets in 3 degrees, especially if your moon is in Aquarius in 3 degrees or a couple degrees within that number, or even Cancer like myself and 4 degrees. If your moon is in 4 degrees, you're going to be affected. If your moon is in Aquarius in 4 degrees, you're hella finna be affected. If your moon is in Cancer in 4 degrees or within a couple of those degrees like myself, I was saying 3 because my moon is in 3 degrees of Cancer, you're going to, this moon is going to bring in some crazy kind of energy for you. So I think that has a lot to do with why I feel like I've been just floating on a cloud. And my Mercury, I think my Mercury is close to 3 degrees too. My Mercury is in Leo, not in retrograde, but I think it's in 3 degrees as well or something close to it. I could be lying. I know my moon is though. People with personal planets in 4 degrees, you will be affected, especially if your moon is in 4 degrees. especially if your moon is in 4 degrees of Aquarius or Cancer. Or Leo, because we're in Leo solar season, but just personal planets in that degree. Also, if you have personal planets in Aquarius or a lot of heavy Aquarius placements in your chart, my Saturn's in Aquarius in the first house, so y'all know I'm going through it right now, and I don't even know what's like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I really feel like I'm in a daze, and it's been like that for the past few days. Let me write y'all's bars. What else do I have here? Oh, in the eclipse, this eclipse, this transformative eclipse, it's going to affect people with fixed signs. So Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. Hey, I'm getting better. Y'all know I know my cardinal signs, but I'd be like, when it comes to the fixed and the mutable signs, because I don't really have much of that in my chart. But you've got personal planets in fixed signs, or if you've got a lot of fixed signs in your chart, or wherever you have those fixed signs in your chart, you can, whatever aspects are governed by that planet, you may see a little bit of a shift there. But especially if you've got a lot of that fixed energy in your chart, you can expect to be affected by this full moon and this eclipse. Again, you guys, this is a full moon, and it is a full moon under the Cancer lunar cycle. Although it's not a Cancer full moon, it is Aquarius. We are in the Cancer lunar season, so we're dealing with a lot of emotions. A lot of people's, especially if you are not a Cancer, you don't have a lot of Cancer in your chart, your emotions have been on 10. Up until like a couple days ago, I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on with everybody? Why is everybody crying? Why is everybody tripping? And it's been like this for the past few weeks. It hasn't just been around the full moon, y'all. Dealing with heavy emotions, dealing with the cleansing time now of the lunar cycle, but we're also, like I said, still in the Cancer cycle. And because we're talking about Aquarius too, those energies coming together, they do clash. So we're dealing with a lot of emotions and probably a lot of confusion regarding those emotions and why we're emoting in the ways that we are during this time, okay? All right, y'all, as I say in all of my moon videos, this is a good time to do your intentions or your moon rituals. This is a good time for full moon rituals, full moon release. I'd like to say full moon release. I literally just write a list of things. There's a little bit more that goes into it, but I write a list of things and I burn it. I actually did mine the night of the full moon and the eclipse, but we are still in the shadow, so it would be a good time to do it now. I say to do it before the shadow is over. I like to give about a week either side of the moon for the full moon shadow, but with the eclipse, because we had an eclipse with this moon, and as I said earlier, eclipse energies last for about 6 months, but because we're talking about the full moon, I would say you guys have like a couple of weeks to get that done. My waist beads are like all up in my belly button, my belly ring. As long as you do it before we come into the Leo lunar season, you should be good, but it is more potent to do it very close to the full moon. And during this time, if you're going to do full moon intentions, I would say it'd be a good time to write down release statements regarding, your own bad habits, regarding, the ways in which you interact with others and how you want to change that, or the things that you no longer want to do. But just in general, just a good time for release. I actually don't really, and I know people that do, I don't like to manifest new things at all during the full moon. I just like to use this time for cleansing and clearing and release. But do what you do. But if you're gonna do intentions and burn them, definitely make them release intentions, okay? Anything else, you guys? I think that's it. I think that is it. So yeah, as I said, we're in the Cancer lunar season. Check out my Cancer tarot forecast. I have links for everything I'm about to tell you. Those forecasts are good up through mid-August until we go into Leo lunar season. So, check those out. Be looking out for the Leo lunar season forecast. Hopefully very close to the new moon. But like I said, Mercury is in retrograde, and it is in retrograde in my Mercury sign. So y'all bear with me, please. Please bear with me. What else? I got summer solstice tarot videos up as well, and that is... She's jamming. I got summer solstice tarot videos up as well, and that's looking at what's going to be popping off for y'all between June and September until we go into the fall season. Check out that Cancer new moon video because we are still very much underneath that Cancer energy. I would also say go on and check out my retrograde videos. We've got hella retrogrades going on right now. I think Jupiter is the only planet that just went direct. And speaking of the retrogrades, I always have an ongoing retrograde sale. You can get a retrograde reading for any planet at any time, but they will be full price as opposed to if you do the sale. And the sale is literally is it the eclipse reading? I think the retrograde is the $10 one. Yeah, the retrograde is the $10 one. And you can get the $10 retrograde reading for any planet that is currently in retrograde. So like, I would charge you full price for Jupiter at this point. But if you wanted a Mercury retrograde reading, you would pay me $10 for it. And you can book that on my Etsy, or you can send me an email if you guys are interested in that. I also have an eclipse sale going on. And that lasts until we come out of the eclipse season. So I think, is this the last eclipse in August or is it in July? I think it's in July. Whenever the last eclipse for the summer happens, that sale will end, and those eclipse readings for the time being are $20. All right, you guys. So if you're interested in that, just check out my Etsy shop or send me an email. If you like this video, go on and hit the little thumbs up button for me, please. If you have any questions or comments regarding anything that I said in this video, go on and drop them down below. I do check my channel pretty frequently, and I will get back to you within like a couple of days on that. I'm gonna say like, comment. If you're still listening to me talk, go on and hit the subscribe button so you can see when I put out more videos of me talking to you about the things going on in the cosmos, in the universe, the astrologies. And if you know anybody that's hella interested in this stuff, or you know, everything I was talking about in this video, you were like, yo, or if you know anybody with heavy Aquarius placements or anything like that, go on and share the video with them. Thank you guys also for always sharing my videos. That brings a lot of growth to my channel. I appreciate you guys. And so like, comment, subscribe, share. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time.